Good morning, my dear students. We are now on the next chapter of our introduction to the philosophy of the human person. Now, a bit of recap. Uh, for the last 2 weeks or last 3 weeks, we able to discuss about doing philosophy. We discuss about the introduction of philosophy, and now we need to delve in on how we able to know more deeply about philosophy by knowing the truth. Okay, so before we dive in from our slides here, we have a picture here that called the Solomon judgment. We all know Solomon is the wisest Bible character, no? So this person, if you can see in the picture, there is two women, no, arguing back and forth in front of Solomon, claiming that the first woman on the left, she claimed that that baby is her, and the other woman also said that that baby is her as well. So Solomon had a dilemma to decide, no, on how to make all these things clear, and he cannot able to figure out who said truth and who said lies. So in order for him to judge fairly, what Solomon did is he investigate, no, he investigate by knowing the truth behind the story. So in that means Solomon tried to ask the first person. So this is the statement is all about. Okay, so one day two women came to King Solomon, and one of them said, okay, your majesty, one night while we are asleep, she rolled over on her baby and he died. So then, while I was still asleep, she got up and took my son out of my bed. She put him in her bed, then she put her dead baby next to me. So in the morning, when I got up to feed my son, I saw that he was dead. But when I looked at him in the light, I knew he wasn't my son. So when this mother got up and tried to feed his son, he noticed that his son was dead. So he was surprised on why is it the other woman's baby is still alive. And this woman recognized 100% his son. No? So the dead baby is yours according to the second woman. And the first woman yelled, mine is alive. So they argued back and forth in front of Solomon until finally Solomon decided, please bring me a sword. Okay, so one of his soldier ordered by King Solomon grabbed the baby and cut it in half. So when the soldier is about to strike the sword onto the baby's body, the first woman said, the woman which is the color yellow one, he said, no, King Solomon, don't kill my son. I love him very much, so spare him and just give the baby to the second woman. But the second woman wanted the baby to cut in half. You need to cut it so that we have a fair share of the other parts of the half body of the baby. So when King Solomon, realized that this first woman is so compassionate, no? She sacrificed everything for his son. But the second woman is very aggressive, no remorse for the baby. So he decided that the true biological mother of the baby is the first woman. So what happened to the second woman? They put it into the dungeon, no? So this is the story of the Solomon. So the story talks about determining the truth. So the topic is all about determining the truth. How can we able to determine the truth? Nowadays, there are plenty of things that we need to know the truth. We need to study deeply and we need to be critical all the times. No? Especially in the advent of modern technology, social media is very rampant. Social media there, social media everywhere. No? Even a smaller issue in the society could be published, no, through social media. Even the life of an actor and actresses, their life story also will publish in the social media. No? Problem in society, environment, as well as nevertheless politics side. Okay, so this is what we need to know about determining the truth. So we need to know the definition about the truth. So truth is the quality or state of being true, a fact or belief that is accepted as true. Okay? So philosophers agree that there is no absolute measure of truth. No? Because no one can never know the truth, but there are some important theories that we need to know in able to know the truth. Okay? So they said, however, various views which can help us tackle the concepts of knowing the truth and arrive at a reasonable assessment if the statement, idea, or event is believable. That is why we need to study deeply the content that we were getting from different sources from the internet. We should be critical all the times because fake news is all over the news everywhere. And sometimes at some point of our scheming, surfing from the internet, we couldn't able to figure out who brings truth and who brings lies. No? Sometimes to the point we able to discredit those legitimate sources, and we're focusing on those things which is clearly, obviously brings us into an abyss of lies. So we need to study deeply all the things around us so that we can able to know the truth. And this is the message of the ancient philosophers, that we need to be critical all the time. No? We don't just simply believe of the things that we've heard through gossiping, no? Through the conversation, a casual conversation from the people. No? We must know the truth through the bearer of the information, no? So on and so forth, just like that one. So how do we use philosophy to figure out what is true? So this is very common in social media, no? Every time when we are encountering many news, no, we need to double check, no, the credibility and the validity of the information that we acquired through the social media. Okay? Sometimes nowadays, no, don't be offended by me, many people, I'm referring to the Filipino, no, they were discrediting the media because they don't believe that the news is true or not. But maybe you can have a critical thinking. You need to study more about it so that you can easily measure if the news is credible or not. You just simply you couldn't simply say that the news is biased. No, you need to deeply study the content by yourself so that you can able to measure the credibility of the information. Okay, so don't simply said without knowing the information, the historical aspects of the information. Okay, you need to investigate. So this topic will also teach us to investigate. We need to be more critical all the times. Okay, don't be offended by me. I believe that many Filipinos are credulous, no, gullible to information, no, especially to posts relating to investment, posts relating to business. Filipino get easily trapped by this scam, bogus posts related to investment. No, some people to the point they invest millions of money, and in the end, after 6 months, after 3 months, able to receive money back from their investment, they couldn't able to access their money after 3 months or 6 months. No, so that is a red flag. So there are plenty of red flags in the scam post. So we need to be careful as well. No, also, if you want to know about more business, you need to check the credibility of the post. Is this registered? Is this funded by a private sector? a famous private sector? Is this registered from the government? Do this post is secured, no? So some sort of those stuff, no? So we need to be safety with our information, so that we couldn't able to divulge anything to them, because sometimes our account might be hacked, no, by third party users. So we need to be careful about this. Commonly gossiping, no, this is very common in the society. Okay, so if you try to remember what Socrates did, the three sieves, if you read my post about the three sieves, so if you want to talk to a person, you need to use three sieves. But this is a case-to-case basis, no? It sometimes at the point of our life, it will never happen. But you could apply this one, no, by asking a person, is this information is bring truth, no? So after knowing the truth, you need to measure if this is kind, or this is good or bad. That is the second sieve. And the third sieve is utility. Is this information that you brought up is useful to me? So you need to make use of the three sieves. I know everybody able to read the three sieves on the post on our Facebook group, no? So you need to make use of that before accepting information from other people. I know sometimes it is not useful, because we randomly heard or overheard or even eavesdrop some information from other people. But if you think that it needs to be done, you need to make use of the three sieves. Okay? The third one, the most controversial of all, talking about politics. Now, so we didn't know the truth regarding about the background of each candidates from the politics. No, we simply judge them by, we call it confirmation bias. We simply confirm that this person is lutang. No, it's because we see them that there are plenty of mistakes coming from them. No, but if you try to think baya, no, kung ingon kag lutang sad baya ang pikas ang opposition, no? So it never benefits mine, no, because I'm not voting to the both sides of Lenny and BBM, but I want to be unbiased to the informations that both of them committed mistakes, no. So there are lots of issues regarding about them, no. So if you may ask, I can able to defend all of those historical revisionism and historical distortionism, no. So we need to read more about the information, so that we will able to know, no, about them, no. We do just applied many confirmation biases on it. So later on you will know about what is confirmation bias. Okay, so that is some of the important aspect of the application of determining the truth. So the first concept about truth is it is rooted from ancient Greek philosophy, concept of knowledge as justified through belief, no. If you try to study it from way back on our last 2 weeks topic, Socrates' ability to question people is through Socratic method. He keep on asking questions, so that the person that he thrown all those arguments will able to know the truth, and in the end this person will admit that he is also ignorant of the knowledge that he acquired, especially the knowledge regarding about justice. If you still remember the post about Thrasymachus regarding about the justice is for the stronger, justice is for the benefit of the strong one, no, he able to question that on and on, to the point that Thrasymachus looks like a fool, no. He is being ignorant of the knowledge that he acquired, no. So that is the biggest problem of those times, because they have a misconception of the terminology that they were using. For them, justice is for the strong one. So Socrates able to defend that one. So the concept of knowledge is justified through belief. You need to justify it by questioning the person. No? So the same approach to Socrates, Socratic method. Justification for such belief. So a belief may be justified by using one's perception and senses, or appealing to authority, or using reasoning. So which means both Plato's and Aristotle's idea is very acceptable to justify the truth, no? So in the part of Plato, he believed that logic and reason is the most powerful method in order to know the truth. But as well as Aristotle also said that perception and senses is also helpful to know the truth. So both of them is correct, because in a nutshell, the world needs both idealism and realism. Okay? So in every aspects of our life, all the things that we've seen that surrounds us, all the things that we experience all throughout these years are a mere product of idealism and realism. So in order to justify the truth, both logic and reason, perception and senses is very important. So if you are a type of person who are into logic and reasoning, you are using the Platonic method. Okay? So if you are into perception and senses, you are using the Aristotelian method, no? Or the school of thought of Aristotle and the school of thought of Plato. Okay? So perception and senses, logic and reasoning. Okay? So theories on the nature of knowledge and truth. Okay? So since we don't know the absolute truth, but however, there are plenty of theories in able to know the truth. Number one is correspondence theory. Second, coherence theory. Third, constructivist theory. Fourth, consensus theory. And the last one is pragmatic theory. So this is the part 1 of our video. I will continue this one. Thank you for joining me, and goodbye.